Welcome to Real Flix Reviews. We're like a book club for people who hate reading. This month's theme is movies that are fun, so James picked the movie Demolition Man. And he brings you movie news at the end of the program. This week we have Jonathan Charney, James Stevens, Ryan Preston, and Rob, the old guy.
Old guy's here.
So which one of you guys has the description of this movie?
I can read it if you want.
I didn't number these.
Rob's in.
A cop is brought out of suspended animation in prison to pursue an old, ultra-violent enemy who is loose in a non-violent future society.
You know, just reading that description makes you think this movie's shit. Just to be honest. I mean, really?
I want to...
I didn't, you know what? I didn't read it until I just spoke it, and I went, that's weird.
Well, it's a horrible plot.
It's IMDb at its greatest.
Jeez.
But I mean, literally the plot. Isn't that just a horrible plot?
Yeah.
For the 90s, it's actually not bad.
It's the plot of the worst movie ever.
I want to break in for a second before we get into the show more. I wanted to give our condolences to the family of Mickey Rooney, who apparently died on Sunday.
Yeah.
Took
a little while for us all to find out the whole day.
So, you know, as an actor, among other things, we're sorry we lost another good actor, comedian.
Yeah, he did a lot of
of stuff, yeah. 93 years old he lived. He did all kinds of things, good and bad.
Yeah.
But, he was the showman. He could dance, he could sing, he could do, he could act. So he was one of the
days when you had to be able to sing and dance and act.
Exactly. Yeah, you really had to have talent, and he definitely was a very talented individual.
Yeah,
so
that guy did cameos. I mean,
tons of cameos
last week too.
Right.
Yeah, tons of cameos.
We're incredibly sad. We seem to be losing all the great old time actors, and
well, it's about that time.
Pull up a DVD sometime and watch some of the stuff he's done. We just might do it sometime soon.
I recommend it to Mad World.
Yeah.
Exactly.
That was very mad. All right, so to get back into it, James, you're it.
So, I picked this movie for a lot of different reasons, but one of the things that I really enjoy about this movie is the bright future that the writers had for 1996 when this movie came out in 1993. I mean, LA was just torn up.
They must blame it on NWA.
It was all kill and destroy.
Yeah, it was really destroyed.
Rape and pillage. And
even the helicopter pilots, do you remember when we used to actually be able to land in the city?
Well, didn't it take place in South Central?
Downtown LA.
Do you want to know location?
Well, I meant in the 96.
When they were flying in. I would say that would be East LA. They didn't really go to specifics of where they were going.
I gotta say, I love the future. How the up world was very happy, shiny, very sterile.
Yeah, the thing that I also enjoyed was there were lots of different things. Like I even caught that Sandra Bullock said, your wife got lost in the big one of 2010.
Yeah.
What was the big one?
Yeah.
You missed it. Was that one of those lawn chairs fell over?
It was. Yeah, you're right. No, that one hit the floor with a snip from the film. So.
But however, they did manage to get Scott Peterson.
Yeah. And Jeffrey Dahmer.
Yeah.
Who died the year it was released.
Jeffrey Dahmer's dead now.
Yeah. It's like, okay.
But, I
And by the way, thank God Taco Bell didn't take over all the franchises.
Well, we haven't had the franchise wars yet. We got
all restaurants are Taco Bell.
Poor Conan O'Brien.
But, I think that's one of the things I enjoy is that they put the writers, whoever created this futuristic world that they entered into in, 2032?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, that they entered into in 2032, there was a lot of little tidbits that they compiled into this compact little story of what they said about what the future is supposed to be.
Wall-to-wall mini-tunes. Apparently everybody loses their ability to like actual music.
I think the swear machine was kind of funny.
Yeah.
That's one of my favorite scenes when he goes up and he just cusses the thing out and...
Yep. No,
screw your three seashells.
Yeah.
and the number one question of all moviegoers everywhere: how the hell do you use the three seashells?
I know.
Hey, it's answered in IMDb.
Unfortunately,
it's not I'm sure it's not.
Not what I'm going to
accurate.
share.
It's not.
It probably meant
obscene.
nothing anyway.
Right.
So
I mean, you scrape, you
Pretty
splash.
much. And
You
and
know.
the
You got to account for like the 60 shell days. You know?
yeah.
and the most
But they said they're
redundant.
spicy food, so I think we're good.
Well, it's all Taco Bell, man.
So they're going to
Yeah.
need 60. And the most redundant thing ever: murder, death, kill. Really, isn't one enough?
Oh, I love that.
3 non-sanctions: murder, death, kills.
Murder, not kill.
But you know,
And why didn't the old guy actually know it as the one who actually remembers the murders happening?
yeah, you know, the old guy, you know, he
Zachary Lamb.
Yeah, I think he would have remembered those things. And then the
Does that
guy
never tells stories in the office?
yeah.
Apparently not.
The guy with the glasses. Now, you don't think that in 2032 that it's going to be basically, you know, normal thing to fix corrective, you know?
It was a
And
fashion
I love the fact,
statement.
did you notice that everybody
It
had
was all for the
spectacles?
frames, man.
Everybody had spectacles,
And
and
they-
their sunglasses were spectacles.
And it looked like
Yeah.
there was a run on the nearest Japanese clothing store. Everybody was wearing some sort of kimono or Japanese shoe.
Yeah.
Except for the cop uniforms. It looked like was it Paul Blart Mall Cop?
What's his name?
But I did find it funny that they threw in the Obamacare.
Glenn
Did
Shattuck.
anybody else notice that? The
The what?
Obamacare little chips and everybody?
Oh yeah.
yeah.
Oh yeah. We
The
all
bio
have
genetics.
Jacking everybody.
That's right. Your little jack our ass. Man.
By the way, but the other question is, how does anybody get that reference in 2032? Since
You know, yeah, it's funny actually. If you watch it now, there's probably kids going, "What's a low jack?"
Yeah. I have no idea.
Yeah.
But you know, every time I watch a movie like this, I always have this one thought running through my head every time: is just what a waste of ammo. You know, I really wish I could just go and waste that much ammo in like 5 minutes.
So you remember the scene where Wesley Snipes takes that freezing ray gun
Oh, yeah,
thing and
yeah,
he takes
yeah.
it, and all of a sudden it goes streaming everywhere. What did that remind you of? Ghostbusters.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
he crossed the streams.
Yep.
Yeah.
He crossed the streams.
Yeah.
The other question along with James is, in a world where ammunition apparently is rare because the only place you can find guns is in a museum,
Yeah.
where do they find all
All
that
that
ammo?
ammo?
I know.
Was it
Yeah,
buried
yeah,
under
yeah.
South Central somewhere
At least
in the
they did
NWA
us a favor
compound?
and left the guns loaded.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that was
that
the other
too.
thing. And now, Rob, you can correct me on this. I was gonna pass this one off to you. The fact that he was able to use that cannon.
Yeah.
Don't they, when you museum a gun or a cannon,
Yes.
you make it non-functioning?
Inoperable.
You
Yeah.
either
Yeah.
remove the firing pin or some type of function.
Correct.
Well, in the event of a cannon, you know, like a muzzle loading thing, you like fill it with like cement.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, it depends. I mean, believe it or not, the cannon that's out in front of the Diamond Springs Fire Department, that's still
A
has its
functioning
it's a functioning
Yeah.
cannon, and so
And I think the museum that we have over at the fairgrounds also has a functioning
Right.
cannon. But, you know, most cannons, you know, and then you don't keep... You usually leave the balls there for display. Some of them
Right.
don't actually fit the muzzle. I've noticed that.
so well,
Yes,
You know,
ladies
they
and
don't
gentlemen, he's
leave the
actually
powder
tried.
right next to it.
it's anything that's a breech loader would be welded or cut or made inoperable in any way. But a black powder cannon like that still could fire. You like my notes? That's my
Yeah,
notes.
yeah.
But
well,
by the way,
trying to
did
get 'em in order.
Did you catch
yeah.
the blooper when it said about the gun where it said fission
Yeah.
on the display and it
Yeah.
said fusion
Yeah.
on the actual talking
Yeah, there was a
points?
couple little things like that. But, you know...
And his eyes. Simon Phoenix eyes. I
Oh,
never
yeah.
noticed it, ever. And I saw this in the theaters when it was released when he had 2 different colored eyes.
Yeah.
I didn't even notice that.
Yeah, he does. Yeah, there was... That was one of the things that was, like, one of the glitches. Did you read that on IMDb? Did you actually notice it?
I read it and I'm like, no way. And I actually was
Yeah.
like, oh my
on
God.
the side, when it's on the back, right?
Yeah.
You know what was amazing to me is how many of these actors that we know today.
No, that jumped in
Rob,
there.
this is the who's who of '90s character actors. man.
Absolutely.
And
I'm-
young actors. I mean, a young Rob Schneider. for
Oh, I
crying out
know.
loud. Young
Dennis
Rob
Leary.
Schneider.
I know, that's
you
actually
know.
the only role that Rob Schneider's ever done that I don't get pissed at him over.
And Benjamin
Yeah,
Bratt.
yeah.
And Benjamin Bratt, right?
He was the one. What were you saying, Ryan?
Oh no, I was just going to keep listing all the character actors.
Yeah.
I was just saying, 'cause
yeah.
Benjamin Bratt, I was surprised at because I was thinking he also starred in the other Sandra Bullock movie, Miss Congeniality, and I think he's been in at least another one
Yeah.
with her.
Yeah.
The funniest thing was that the Nigel Hawthorne and Glenn Shaddix. He said Associate Bob. He was also in the movie Beetlejuice.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
So I just always thought that this one, this to me, Demolition Man was one of those films that kind of got swept under the rug too quickly.
Yeah.
For the enjoyment factor that it actually has.
Oh,
I mean, and like I mentioned, is the fact that they went into so much detail in this futuristic world that they created only for a short. I mean, how long was this film? Like only maybe 90 minutes.
It's an hour and 55.
Okay, a little bit more than I thought, but for just something that wasn't a film that they were going to make more of.
Do you know Jack Black was in this movie?
Yeah.
I didn't realize that.
No, I didn't notice it either.
And it had my favorite part was the angry Dennis Leary when he was funny.
Yeah,
Oh man, yeah, Dennis Leary from like the No Cure for Cancer days.
Yeah.
I guess.
Although I didn't really, I mean, the rant that he does in the film, if you've
couple
seen
of
his
them.
stand-up,
It's
you've
him.
already heard it.
Yeah, it's a normal.
Yeah. I still love the vision of the future though, because you had the one very clean antiseptic world where all your needs were met, but you had very limited freedom, and the underside world,
The underground.
where you were
Carne
free.
de rat.
You were free to do anything you want,
good hat.
like starve. You had any choice. I loved the distinction of the two. I thought it fit very well into the universe.
There's so
Especially
many
that they
movies
had
with
beer.
the same scenario, though.
Bottled beer. How do you have bottled beer in the
I agree though,
underground
but
world?
I think the reason why it played off so well is how goofy all the adults in the outside world, or whatever you call it, were. Singing commercials. I just
Having
the jingles,
non-touching
all the
sex.
jingles.
yeah. I thought all of that played very well to the other side being very gritty, very reality based, very we're gonna starve.
They really did an amazing job at the satire.
Yes.
Of,
A
nature
lot
the
of
film.
satire.
That's really what breaks down to. It's an action movie, but it's a really brilliant satire.
Yeah.
And it's hilarious.
Which holds up. I mean, it's conceptually sort of like an evergreen kind of thing that you can satire. It's the nature of people. It's kind of this idea of okay, you think this world's so terrible. This is your clean, sterile world. How do you like it now?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? This world might be kind of gritty and terrible sometimes, but it's also juxtaposed with beauty and great things.
Well, one of the best references that just killed me in this movie was the one about Schwarzenegger.
Yes.
and President Schwarzenegger and the Schwarzenegger
Stop,
Library.
He was president?
I couldn't.
Even back in the day, they were ripping on each other.
Can you believe that? That
But
was
then he
great.
became the governor.
By the way, this is also an amazingly quotable movie.
Yeah.
One of the quotes I actually thought really set off the entire movie was when the beginning, when Lenina Huxley talking to Warden William Smothers. And her comment was, "Don't you think?" And his was, "I try not to. However, you're young. Think all you'd like to." It's like,
Or
oh my
enhance
God.
your calm, Charney.
Right? Is it cold in here, or is
At
it
one
just
point,
me?
Wesley Snipes actually references Rambo.
Yeah. It is great.
Yeah, for one of this one to me was like one of the pinnacle action movies.
Yes.
I mean there's the Rambos and there's all those other things, but this one was one of those where they kept on calling him, the gorilla ape. They made fun of the action hero,
The Demolition Man.
to a part that wasn't over the top, like kind of what they've been doing with the.
I'm a seamstress?
Yeah.
Oh, I like the car where he was the cannoli.
Well, what works so good about this movie is they did such a good job of being self-aware that all of those action movie jokes, the things that we come to know as cliche, the guns never running out of bullets.
Right.
I'm pretty sure he dove through some like metal, like as if it was glass.
Yeah.
A couple of times. All those things work so well in this movie. Because it's taking itself so lightheartedly,
I actually think this is the 90s movies at its best. It has plenty of the 80s action cliches, but 90s self-aware. I think everything about this movie is hilarious. Like you guys said, this movie stands up even today, even maybe more so, because it doesn't take itself so serious.
As long as you don't take the the whole big one of 2010 seriously.
Right?
You don't take that, but I got to tell you, they were right on with Schwarzenegger,
Yeah,
weren't
they
they?
were.
And they
You did
predicted
call
that.
one.
I
Yeah.
mean, Obama got elected. Why can't Schwarzenegger?
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
The
Obviously, you don't have to be a natural-born citizen. Ooh,
And the-
shoot, did I say that on air?
and the
we
cars.
should be political. Yeah,
And the cars.
Come on, opinion versus opinion.
and the cars. I want a self-driving car like that.
Oh, yeah,
Minus
that
the
was pretty
cannoli foam. I think that would be an awesome car.
Well, I like the actual car that he had. You know, the old. Oh gosh.
The 442.
Yes,
Yeah.
and then I like the fact that she knew what engine was in it without
Right.
even opening up the hood.
Yeah, how about that? She
Damn.
studied.
Yeah.
God.
Yeah, because that's not what 442 means.
And how about that? You can still start that car after all those years.
I know.
Gasoline
With
didn't go
that
bad.
gas and
Air's still
oil.
in the tires.
And don't forget, gasoline is illegal along with
Uh-huh.
salt.
Yeah, I thought that,
Along with salt,
that
no
was
salt.
pretty funny because I mean that was
I actually
I
kept-
hate to say it, but that's that liberal mindset that we're fighting today.
I actually
We're not going to go too far into opinion versus opinion,
Yeah.
but I just want to say that's kind of what it's coming up to is it's not good for you. We want to make it legal.
Every time I hear that in that movie, I always expect to see Snake Plissken walk in through the scene because if you watch that movie, that's also illegal.
Too funny. I mean, really.
Yeah, this movie definitely has shades of like Idiocracy kind of social commentary.
It does.
Like almost hitting you in the face with it at some point.
I love the tagline of the movie, though. The cops aren't equipped to deal with this.
That's right.
I just think it's.
man.
I
I just love
Nothing's
that.
changed.
He's like, computer, what do I do? Tell
Oh,
criminal to
yeah.
lay on the ground.
Wasn't that great?
Or
That
all the
was great.
typing, or her typing out the question, then asking it.
And
Really?
Then he says, you know,
Apparently Siri
or
sucks even then.
else.
Or
Yes.
else.
No,
yes,
add
or
or else.
And
Or
he
else.
and he gives probably the best look of any '90s action movie.
Oh, and did you love the hip hop music at the times?
The ending.
Yeah.
The worst was the ending credits. The song at the ending credits. I don't remember being it that bad, but dear God, it's the worst part of this movie.
You know, it wasn't that bad when it was in the 90s.
No.
I don't know. I still thought it was bad then.
plus,
too.
plus the parachute pants that he had in the
Yeah.
in the beginning scene with that jacket. Oh man, that was hip.
Or what about
That was
Oh, yeah.
hipness.
Or what about the tires? The cut up tires Simon Phoenix was wearing.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I love the other part about this movie. I love is when they're in the car talking about all the subliminal programming he
Oh
got.
yeah.
When it was explaining how Simon Phoenix was, explosive expert, was this? He was basically
Terrorist expert.
He was basically a black Steven Seagal.
You know.
He was also proficient in murder, death, kill.
Yes,
Yes.
the most redundant thing in the movie.
I always loved that. What
The
is so,
greatest line.
what's
I
an
agree.
MD?
I want to get a bumper sticker. that
What's
says
an
murder, death, kill.
MDK? Murder.
What is
death,
him? Yeah, that's like, what is an MDK?
Really?
And the other part that always made me laugh is, are you coming down with a virus? When everything is illegal, how does it come down with a virus?
Okay, I got one for you. Did you know the Demolition Man written and performed the song by
Sting.
Sting?
Yeah,
Holy
Doesn't
cow!
surprise me.
that's
That's funny.
the worst Sting song ever.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah.
That's even worse than Everyone for Love on the end of the 90s and Three Musketeers movie.
That answers
You
a
know,
lot
the
of
one that
questions.
always bothered me was the "Live and Let Die." The song that Guns N' Roses wrote for the Bond movie.
Yeah.
I do have a question. What the hell does Wesley Snipes say to open the cuffs and the when he's unfrozen?
Oh yeah.
Teddy
there's-
Bear.
Teddy bear?
Teddy bear.
Okay, I've always wondered. I could never understand it.
Teddy Bear.
James, hold on a second. I'm sorry. I'm stuck on this. Did you say Guns N' Roses wrote that?
Yeah, live and let live or whatever.
Live and let die.
Live and let
Pretty
die.
sure you might mean the Beatles.
Yes.
For the
Welcome
the
to
movie?
Yeah.
Welcome to
I thought it was performed by Guns N'
The
Roses,
movie
wasn't
Live
it?
and Let Die. I don't even think Guns N' Roses were a band at the time.
I have to go look that up.
welcome to
All right,
this
anyways.
week in music, ladies and
Yeah,
gentlemen.
there you go. Anyways,
I think you got him, James. No, sorry, Ryan.
Ryan.
Ryan got it.
Excuse me, ladies and
Listen,
gentlemen.
don't listen to me. I'm an old guy.
Yeah, excuse me, ladies and gentlemen. James and the old guy have an old guy moment here on Real
that's
Flix
right.
Reviews.
All right, whatever.
I knew
don't
it was
care.
the Beatles. Ryan's right.
I don't like the Beatles.
He doesn't actually.
I
You should
gonna-
hear his rants.
Give me a minute. I want to unplug his mic and kick his ass out.
I don't give a crap.
So,
Beatles suck.
Okay.
I only like maybe 3 of their songs. Just
Well,
So to get back in the show,
Just lost my
Ryan,
good graces,
Hey,
buddy.
Jude.
Ryan, what was your favorite moment in this movie?
Oh man, dude! Shoot, so many of the fish out of water moments with Stallone were so bloody classic. maybe the I don't know. It was. I can make you a list of 100 different like.
Just one will do
in this movie.
Just one. Well, I'll go back to you. To you. I'll come back to you, James. Apparently,
Are you
he's
talking to one of your roommates. Jeez, tell him to shut up.
so.
Anyway,
Yeah, you're on the air.
I know. Like I said earlier, was one of my favorite moments is when he cusses out the little machine to get the toilet paper.
The fine machine.
Yep.
That one's probably one of my favorite parts. And then the other part that I would say is more of my standout part is when
Simon Phoenix.
Thank you.
River
Not
Phoenix.
River Phoenix.
He died.
Different color.
Ooh. Especially then.
Is when he really is when he's over there and he goes up to the computer and goes, "Oh, I'm a hacker," and he's sitting there typing on everything. And the cops come up and try to arrest him. That was just great.
Yes.
Like, really?
Rob?
I said it earlier. I really like the car crash where it, instant foam and
Oh man, I wish that was a thing.
yeah.
And the line that came after that. It was Jason all of a sudden.
Also the cannoli.
I think my all-time favorite one was the one I mentioned where the Sandra Bullock goes, "Would you like to listen to oldies? Oldies?" And he has this two-finger thing. It's like, "Somebody stick me back in the fridge."
Yeah.
I love that. Ryan?
You still want me to pick one moment again?
Yes, just
I
one.
picked two.
There's 50 moments. I'll just mirror what what's his name? James said.
The Beatles hater.
Yeah.
Apparently, he had an old guy moment too.
Okay, moving on.
Okay,
Out the machine.
What? Wait, what?
I was saying maybe him cuffing out the machine might tip the scales.
All right.
So James, what is the rating on this movie for you?
I gotta go with a 4 actually. I didn't think I'd go that high on it, even though I picked it. But actually seeing it after not seeing it for maybe 10 years. 4.
Ryan, what's yours?
Oh yeah, solid 4 to 5. This movie is the definition of fun, and if you try to make fun of it, it's already making fun of itself.
Yeah.
Rob?
Yeah, I agree. And you know how tough I can be. This is a 4.
I really wasn't expecting a 4 out of you.
No, you know what? Believe it or not, when I saw the movie originally, it took me a while to remember a lot of the different scenes and different slogans and the music, all the theme music they were singing and everything, and then it all came back to me. And I liked it back then, and I like it now. It's just funny as hell. I mean, if you can't. Like Ryan said, it's a movie makes fun of itself already, so that's a good thing.
Yeah.
So.
And wow, I'd give it a 4 to 5.
Is this the second week that we did
Yeah, 4. I give it for everything that he said. They said just because it's a hilarious movie.
John, did you actually find his name amusing after playing Halo? John Spartan.
I just caught that now.
Did you? Oh man, I was wondering.
But they don't technically give his last name though.
No, they don't. But
it's 117.
Actually, they do.
Well, we can talk about that off the air.
Anyway,
ladies and gentlemen, I wanted to let you know that we do have a Facebook page. Do us a favor, drop us a line, tell us of the movie you'd like us to do or review, or hey, if you hate any of us, like the most recent hate mail to James. So let us know.
I got one more thing. That's the best Sandra Bullock could have overlooked.
Yeah.
I had to throw that in there, Sandra. You were hot.
And I had a big crush on her because of that movie.
And that 40-pound dress she had at the Taco Bell scene. So, ladies and gentlemen, this next...
Sandra Bullock was adorable.
Yeah.
Like Love Potion number 9, adorable. Ladies and gentlemen, it's a movie she's in. Trust me on this one. Ladies and gentlemen, next part of this one is movie news, and looks like James has Rob's notes. So,
he's trying to get them in order.
So I was going to talk about Beastar G is moving off to Universal Studios to get picked up.
What is?
The new Battlestar Galactica.
Oh. Really?
Yeah, it got dropped. Oh, I don't remember who dropped them. Do you remember who dropped them, Ryan? Was it Paramount? Was it Paramount? Anyway, I don't remember who dropped them, but they got dropped and Universal's picking them back up.
So do you know anything
as a movie?
As a movie.
Does it take after? Wow. Where does it take place? After the movie? Before the movie?
I believe it's the conclusion of it.
Because I thought it wrapped it up pretty well. I thought
they did too.
They did.
Especially with some of the little in the middle, the Razor and all those things that were add-ons to
I would like a prequel,
thing.
maybe explaining
Well, they're going to have
a little
to.
bit more.
I mean, if they're going to stick to the movie, it's done. They're, the Cylons are the Cylons, and they're taking over.
Well,
so
I mean, they were originally going to do this back in 2009, like shortly after the movie finished. But I'm not seeing any plot on it yet.
Yeah.
But Universal's picking it back up is what the movie rumor thing got put out today.
I could actually see it coming back more as a TV series.
I would be excited for that, but it's kind of one of those that really, like you said, where are they going to go after?
No, well, yeah,
My question
that's
is,
the problem. I think Jonathan's got it right. Maybe it needs to go into prequel.
My question is, who owns the problem? Is there was a prequel, and the other question, who actually owns the rights to it?
One, but they said that actually, I guess this one came out right after we started the show.
Oh.
The movie will reimagine the story.
Oh, great.
Oh man,
that's a failure already.
Yeah.
I don't know about all that, man, because you're running into a one major problem right off the bat. Everybody's so in love with that TV show.
Yeah.
That it's going to be like people who read the book and then saw the movie of whatever that example you want to use. They're going to be like, oh, it wasn't as good as the book, because the book is always a lot more in depth.
Sure.
You go from that much of a deep, involved TV show to a movie.
Yeah.
They're going to be jumping all over the place with the time, trying to shove everything into that kind of a format.
It's
not going to.
It's a disaster waiting to happen.
My main question is, how are they going to imagine this? Are they going to reimagine this like the Dukes and Hazzard movie and make this more like the original?
Isn't this like we always talk about? They can't come up with anything original.
Yeah.
They got to keep dredging up shit.
Well, I actually think
you did hear about Ricky Lake's documentary. Breast milk is getting U.S. distribution now, right?
Oh, can we just? That's not. So, do you have any more movie news?
Yeah, actually, you know what? I wanted to actually bring up a topic of discussion and that we can kind of toss around a little bit. Rob and I kind of talked about this a little bit last week, but I wanted to bring up now. What do you guys feel about the shows that are coming out? Since obviously they can't come out with real, original movies. Let's bring up a couple that I know Rob watches. I watch. Ryan watches. John, you're out of this discussion. Black Sails and Game of Thrones are out, and they're really good shows. And which one just actually wrapped up? Dexter. Did you ever watch Dexter?
Dexter, yeah. Helix.
I've actually been watching Banshee recently.
Yeah.
I actually liked that show. Now, what do you guys actually feel as far as the violence, the nudity, the grotesque nudity, the sex scenes, and the language that is being pushed into these shows? Do you believe that they are getting too far? Oh, let me finish my topic. Too far out there, realistic, or they're just pushing the envelope and trying to make people get for shock value?
I think for one, all of these shows are a cable, or need some sort of cable subscription or online.
Right.
I think for one,
it's turn on the TV and see.
I think
but they're available to anybody.
Oh no,
like you're saying, online.
I think what's going to happen is you're always going to, because they're doing that, you're going to lose a percentage of the audience who doesn't want to watch, like Game of Thrones, don't want all the nudity.
I don't think they care.
Well, they don't,
because they already show they can get the numbers.
Go ahead, Ryan. Sorry.
Oh, I was agreeing with Rob.
Okay.
They could really care less. They
just want the numbers.
They like that it's that subversive.
Right.
But I also think
look what we're talking about it.
Well, my main question is how much is it a niche? How much is it normal? Because I haven't actually tracked the numbers. So my question is how much? Because I'm assuming that there's enough people out of the population of the society who watch it enough to keep making it. So even if it was 40%,
it's a large percentage of the people who watch it. Because think about what happens if that goes away. You're not there's something for everybody else in the world, but the people who actually want something that they feel more mimics real life. I mean, obviously, maybe I'm not talking about Game of Thrones, but in as much as that's how.
Yeah, but Black Sails
to each other.
I think
I think Black Sails crossed over, and now you've got, I mean, not only nudity, but basically everything short of it's softcore porn to a certain degree.
I think the difference is,
and it's unbelievable.
I think the difference is
they're giving a large percentage of people what they want.
Well, I think the difference is, for the first time in television history, as far as I've been aware of, is you've got movie quality, cinematography. Yes. You've got cinema style writing. You've got the violence, the action, the nudity, the intrigue on a miniseries to series level.
Yeah.
I think, whether good or bad, I haven't watched some of these shows.
I do suggest that you do watch some of them. I'm not saying for the reasons that we're discussing now, but I mean, like Black Sails, the story's actually really intriguing.
Yeah, you
Game of Thrones, the story is beyond intriguing. It's very captivating. The one that I also mentioned is Banshee. I actually like it, and there was one episode where they actually got into a fight with an MMA fighter, and this guy's an ex-con who fought prison style. He tore that guy up. The guy would never fight again after the fight that he got in there. I mean, literally took his fingers and snapped them in half, and broke it into little bits and pieces.
See,
so that's one of the things I'm saying. Like, that violence is very close to where it would be in an actual.
So my main question is, when is this going to force movies to be better? Because if you actually pay attention to the numbers and everything, you've seen, at least I've heard, a number of people saying there's no need to go to the theaters. For one, if you watch us, being a show primarily done on older movies, there's just a glut of not good movies.
And then one of the things that Rob said...
That's why all the studios have thrown their money into the big tentpole comic book movies lately.
Yeah.
They work.
And then what Rob mentioned is, how much can a movie compete with the grotesque nudity sex scenes without getting to an NC-17 or rated X?
See, this is where.
So if you push back,
it's also the format that they're fighting against. I mean, what happens when you watch, something like Scarface? At the end of the movie, you're like, "Fuck, I want more Scarface."
Well, here's the thing.
With something like Sopranos, though, at the end of the episode, you're like, "I want more fucking Sopranos."
And there's more Sopranos,
except not more James.
Although
Gandolfini.
I just heard, that they did the whole thing on the top 10 worst and show endings, and Sopranos was actually on the top 10.
I do think
that ending was crap.
People are just talking shit. They have no idea what they're talking about.
I do think here's where I think
How You Met Your Mother ending.
Well, here's how I think, if you're going to get back to the movies, is I actually think this should be considered a challenge by studios to be more creative. Because you're right, they can't be more nude, because you get an NC-17 rating, and most theaters that I know of will not show that.
Yeah.
No, so it's not about the nudity. That's just a.
It's a red herring, I think, a little bit. But I reason I say this is because if they get better writing, more intrigue, change things up, I do think people will be like, "Oh crap, I want this." But the other thing the other thing I think is what they're going to end up doing is sooner releases. You see a movie, have it out for a month. The people who are going to want to see it in the theaters are going to see it in the theaters. Some people will see it on like iTunes, digital distribution. I think if they figure out their distribution better, because I'll always go in the theaters if I can. I love the experience.
I think you're right. I think the date between the theater, when it's out of the theater and when it's available on video, that gap is going to start shortening up pretty quick.
Well, it has shortened up. I mean, dramatically.
Exactly,
at least in the past 5 years.
For the giant ones,
Except for, and this is the thing I think is cool, like the Peter Jackson's new movie, the Hobbit movies, it takes a year to get to the extended releases, and I think that's what they're going to do more special editions, special versions.
Yeah, definitely.
And there's people like us who are fanboys who are like, I want the extra footage on a 9-hour movie. But
absolutely. I mean, it's still a collecting medium.
Yeah.
Bottom line.
I mean, I got a bunch of collector stuff, like Boondock Saints. I mean, I had the extended unrated edition.
Yeah, you keep bragging about you have the version of Reservoir Dogs I want.
Yeah,
you
the Mr.
bastard.
Pink edition.
So ladies and gentlemen, next week's pick is Ryan's pick, and I know, like Rob, you're waited with bated breath to see what Ryan picks. So Ryan,
bated breath.
It's your turn.
Well, I don't know if it could top the fun nature of this one, but
and the last one.
I think you can give it a shot. I'm gonna take a lot of shit from this.
Okay.
From James right now.
Okay.
But I'm taking it back a little bit, right around the same era. Roadhouse.
Oh,
Patrick Swayze.
Yes!
I think you just got John all excited.
I have to admit, it's one of my
geez.
favorite movies.
Patrick Swayze.
Oh,
Swayze.
and
You know what? This was a toss-up between another one, another Patrick Swayze movie.
Black Dog? No.
No, Point Break.
Point
Oh.
Break. Oh.
Wow, I bet James is going, what the fuck, dude?
No, I'm okay.
Wait a minute. This is Guilty Pleasures, right?
Yes.
My wife should like it.
Well, this is fun movie.
This is fun.
Yeah.
Which
Patrick Swayze.
a fun movie is not necessarily guilty pleasure, but
Well,
it can be.
It's a
Not
hit.
necessarily, but
it's a hero
that
movie.
Venn diagram is almost a perfect circle of this one.
Yeah, I get it. I got you.
Yeah. It's a hero feel good movie. So with violence.
Everything is better with violence.
Yeah, that's right.
Come on,
So
Rob, pain don't hurt.
No, that's right.
Pain is just weakness leaving the body.
yeah, ask all the Marines. So, ladies and gentlemen, I gave the movie Demolition Man a 4 to 5. James, Ryan, and Rob also gave it a 4 to 5 movies. 4 to 5. So, and Ryan picked the movie Roadhouse with Patrick Swayze.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
You didn't do Demolition Man with Sylvester Stallone.
So, ladies and gentlemen, and as always, we'll see you next week.
Goodbye.